But we begin in downtown Raleigh, where one protest is still going on, Chopper 11 flying over the demonstration. And as you can see here right now on your screen, still some large crowds gathered there, and that's where we find our Michael Perchik. Michael, this is expected to be the final rally of the day here in the Triangle.
That's exactly right. Those speeches wrapping up in the past half hour or so. The crowd is thinned out as a result of that, but many attendees making their way here to South Salisbury Street holding signs. You'll hear some cars honking in the background showing their support. And we have seen this type of scene play out across the Triangle throughout the course of the day, starting off early this morning in Mooresville, where people were lined up along Davis Drive, a big group coalescing along McCrimmon Parkway in front of the McCrimmon Corner shopping area, smaller groups at intersections down to High Hope. Several hundred people showing up there in a similar scene. Those who were unable to attend in person, driving by, showing their support in a number of different ways. Now, later in the morning, on Capitol Boulevard, thousands lined both sides of the road, signs taking aim at the Trump administration's actions and topics ranging from immigration enforcement to federal funding decisions. These rallies taking place just days after a series of ICE raids in Los Angeles, which sparked protests across the city. At times, they did become violent. However, today's rallies across the Triangle have been calm, orderly, and peaceful, a point stressed by national organizers in the lead up to this event this afternoon. People sharing what motivated them to come out and speak up.
My family and I came here 70 years ago, and the minute I was able to become a citizen, I did. At age 17, I took out the paperwork. I was all rah, rah, rah. And what has been happening with our current administration is outrageous. They make promises, don't keep them.
The ICE raids that are happening in Los Angeles have been really detrimental to our community. We live in fear every day that something might happen to the people that we love.
I'm deeply concerned about the safety of democracy and the waste of tax dollars in Washington, D.C. for that ridiculous parade. This is America. We don't have kings here.
Yeah, of course, today's No Kings rally coincided with tonight's 250th birthday celebration of the U.S. Army in Washington, D.C., as well as the president's 79th birthday. We did see a number of lawmakers throughout the course of the day, including Congresswoman Deborah Ross, Mooresville Mayor T.J. Colley, Mooresville Councilperson Steve Rao, and State House Representative Julie Von Hafen, who represents Wake County. Now, there were State Capitol Police as well as Raleigh Police here. Again, largely calm, orderly, peaceful, organizers helping reinforce rules to make sure that sidewalks were kept open. Again, folks making their way from the grass where that stage is still set up to the streets here for the wrap-up of this event. I know Tom George out there in Durham, he'll have a wrap-up of what's happening over on that side of the market. Akila Davis, of course, in Washington, D.C. for that event this evening. In downtown Raleigh, I'm Michael Perchik, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.